Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the man, myth, the legend, the lumberjack. How you doing, buddy?
I'm excited to be here. Wrap up our day. It's going to be a great week. Yeah.
Oh, it's an awesome week. So we talked last week. We have a hurricane coming.
Yeah.
We talked about a super bad feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have an economy that is full of fire and ice. Man,
Yeah.
this imagery or whatever they call it that's coming around is enough to scare you. I'm going to stay home, man. I don't know what's going on with fire and ice and hurricanes and super bad feelings.
Just know you're in trouble when the four horsemen show up.
Is that the sign?
Okay.
Is that
that's the four horsemen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the fire and ice economy, kind of what it means for us, what it means for, kind of our friends and family, because it really is kind of the K-shaped summer that I've been talking about, right? We've got a certain set of the economy, roughly 30% acting like nothing happened, parties here, and 70% of us are just getting smashed day after day after day, 8% inflation, possibly going higher on Friday. This economy it's just broken. And all of this to say we got 3.6% unemployment. We got 5.2% wage inflation. Man, this is just a messed up economy.
Yeah. I mean, I think, one of the things that I think a lot of landlords don't think enough about, and this is one of the things I took away from you and Dion, is diversification of our renters.
Yeah.
And for me, we're putting a unit out, we're getting 60 inquiries in 24 hours. We're then, based on the top 3 qualifiers, that's what gets you an appointment. You have to do the top 3, that gets you an appointment. When you do those and you see it, then we're doing those in like groups of like 15. So then everybody gets their application, the rest of their application in, all basically at the same time. So then, just like a homeowner selling a house, we're looking at 15 different applications with 15 different, with our metrics of what we look at and just say, what do we think here? And so one of the things that diversification of where you are in the market, but also from our perspective, I have concerns that not only will the economy shift and get not very good, but I won't say crash. I think it will shift. I think it will correct. I think it will be, painful. But I think that I think one of the models that I've followed is a lot of the people that, or programs, right, that were in place for the pandemic. I'm looking at that and trying to mirror a lot of that, because I don't want a bunch of tenants that may be out of work potentially and struggling to get there. Yeah. So from my perspective, it's really a matter of looking at the entire spectrum. And when everybody's equal, you have to pick something else that differentiates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I think about a fire and ice economy, I first and foremost, I always default to the consumer, right? Because they are our economy, and they are my greatest competition. It's just the reality is, right? As an investor who buys homes, the consumer is my competition. So if we default to the consumer, it's not, I mean, people are driving less, eating out less. They're trading down from Walmart to the dollar store.
Yeah.
Gas, my local gas station, $6.99 yesterday. How the hell do people afford this? That live on a medium wage or whatever it is. Rent's going up 20% in lots of areas. Food's about to be a big problem if it's not already. You're trading down to store brands. Man, I hope it doesn't get so bad. We go back to powdered milk. I remember powdered milk in the 80s. Horrible.
So bad. And I have news for you. It has not gotten better.
It's still not better. God.
It's not gotten any better. We had that for something. Maybe, I think when we had first shutdown like 2 years ago, didn't have any milk, but quarantine, we couldn't go anywhere. So it was like we had powdered milk in case of emergency.
Yeah.
That was not enjoyable.
Not good. Not enjoyable.
That was not enjoyable. But I think, one of the things that's interesting is, part of the evaluation of what we're looking at from the fire and ice perspective is that there are people that have stayed, there are tenants that have stayed disciplined.
Yes.
And so one of the amazing things is, again, when we're looking at applications and taking a look at that, we see that, one property that we just rented out for $3,000 a month, The combined income of the 4 roommates was $330,000.
Oh, wow.
What's my risk
No.
in renting to them?
Yeah.
Really basically nothing.
Yeah. The other thing that I think when I think about the last 2 years and what's coming with this fire and ice is, it's funny. One of the things we have a local mall that has a lot of high-end stores in it, you know, Gucci, LV, all that stuff.
Yes.
So I remember walking around with Olivia because I think it must have been winter or raining because we were walking inside for exercise, right? And there was lines. I remember taking pictures for my Instagram feed going, what are these people doing? And then I remember stimmy checks just went out.
Yes.
So one of the things that I think happens, and it's kind of back to your orange Lambo, is a lot of people bought stupid things with money they didn't respect. People, if you give people money, just like lotto winners, they don't value it. So they spend it like freaking cotton candy or water or whatever it is. And now what's going to happen, because that money was meant to protect people from bad times.
Right.
They didn't need it. So they bought stupid shit. And now they're going to need it. And you're not going to get another one. And you're going to have to sell your LV or Gucci or whatever the hell those brands are for 20 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. So I had a buddy of mine that was in California traveling. I didn't ask him, but Mendocino. I don't know where that is.
Wine country, Napa, stuff like that.
Yeah. So $9.57 a gallon for gas.
Yeah. That I saw that. It actually came up in our local papers. It was
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, number one, you're in wine country. Like, shut up.
Yeah. You're in wine country in California.
I was like, because I didn't know, because I know it was wine country, but I was like, I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
I don't drink wine. I don't, whatever. So anyway, but yeah, it was just like one of those funny things. So yeah, I mean, it's just like it always is, right? Which is, it's almost like getting extra time to complete your test from the teacher. And then you go out and you party the 2 nights before and you don't finish the test. You're like, and the teacher's like, what more do you want me to do?
Missed the test, so you get a 0.
Yeah. What more do you want me to, like, we're done here, bro. So yeah, I think the challenge is, I really wish we try and help a lot of new landlords. And the toughest thing in weathering a storm is capitalization. When you need it, you won't get it from a bank.
Yeah. Banks
When
will
you
turn
need
off.
it, you won't get it. They turn off. And so that's the other thing too, is for all those people that are out there just like, I'm waiting for the 50% crash, you're not going to get approved.
Yeah. If you need a loan, unless you can stroke a check, you're not going to be, you're going to be a willing buyer, but not able to buy. Very different.
Or an active participant.
Yes. Yeah. You'll be going, oh, wish I coulda, shoulda. But yeah, the whole fire and ice thing, one of the things is that we've been through it, have experience, is getting prepared, which we told people 9 months ago to do. We both did wonderfully. But the other thing is some other channels that really try to scare people, I really do agree with. If you want to buy toys like the LV or Gucci or Lambos or Vets or trucks or second homes or whatever it is, there's going to be a time in the next 18 to 24 months where some of that stuff is going to be just like super cheap.
Yeah.
And if that's what you've always wanted, again, go nuts.
Ocean House, baby.
Ocean. What state?
My state, New Hampshire. We only have 17 miles of coastline, so it's pretty pricey.
Okay. All right.
So, literally if you see the water, you're close to $1 million. If you're on the water, you're well over $1 million. So it's, for us, it's kind of like we kind of, and just so you know, we've even gone the step further. We've notified the bank. We've said when it's the worst of the worst, when it's the garbage of the garbage, when it's the when you don't want to lend out any money to anybody, my portfolio, if it's still performing, we're going to come to you for a loan on a beach property. We are going to do that. Yeah. And so hopefully it happens. I mean, that's why it's like people say we're talking our book. Oh man, I wish.
Oh, dude.
I hope if it goes down 75%, I will buy 3, forget 1. I'll buy 3. I'll be greedy.
Yeah. Again, I hope the market falls 75%. I really do. I would love to. I did really well last time. Read my book. I would do 10x that easy. I'd have 10 million bucks lined up in 90 days. It'd be awesome.
And let's just say, honestly, let's just say that let's have a little bit of a dream time.
Sure. Let's do it. I like it.
Mike, I mean, I'd go from 117 to probably 250 within 3 years.
Yeah, because what people need to realize about the 75% crash is it's not a moment. It is a journey all the way down.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll have time. Right. So what I would probably do, let's say, so it starts today or June 1st. Let's say we get to the bottom by January of 24. So about 18 months.
Okay.
So I'd start raising money probably by September because I would see it roll over. I would see more listing. I would just see the same thing I saw last time. So I'd start raising money. I'd probably deploy a little bit into it because you can never pick the bottom.
Right.
I would borrow money at 10% interest only because it's just simple math. Yeah, I would do 5 or 10 year notes just like last time, which again, I borrowed 3 million last time. I try to buy 30 million this time. And, I would have agents that only work for me. We'd have each of them would have a different buy box or a different zip. And, I'd have my property management team and my contractors lined up. You take that, basically I would create 2 little teams. That's probably what I would do. Might even be 3 teams.
Yeah.
Agent, property manager, contractor, you go manage these things. And I'd go ham. And all I would do is raise capital, find deals, raise capital, find deals, raise capital. That's all I do. 30 million bucks. I don't know. Maybe it takes 6 months, but that's what I do.
I'm totally with you. I mean, so we've already made all those, we've made those relationships.
Yeah, of course. I
contacts.
I would create
right.
Like that is your team. That is your team. That way it just creates easier communication. Yeah.
And literally it's all like, yeah, I mean, and this is advice from somebody who ran teams of hundreds of people in massive corporations. So you know how to build a team. And and for me, it's kind of the same thing where it's like, we've already told agents, listen, don't be worried when the market falls apart. We are going to be active.
Yeah.
So prepare yourself now, be sending me things now. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, you're going to be one of 20 brokers who isn't starving.
Yeah. And again, the other thing that just to kind of highlight, I would love this to happen. I have an office building in Fresno that would just be for my teams.
Yes.
I would be like, you're in there, you're in these offices, get the whiteboard up. We'll talk about where the money's going, who's got what's going on. We'd probably have a Monday and a Friday meeting, right? Kickoff, wrap up, expectations. Dude, it would be fun.
Oh my word. And not only that, Mike, but here's like the silly thing. You put 30 million to play, you're worth $250 million in 10 years.
Yeah, probably. Oh, that'd be fun.
Right? It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, think about that. So first off, so if I borrow 30 million, just a round number, that means I'm paying $3 million a year in interest. That's okay. Because I'm collecting, I don't know.
You're probably doing $3 million a month in rent.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly.
Or $1.5 million a month in rent, where it's like, it's such a small number. And then, like so, Pace's show. I watch Pace's show. Mm-hmm. I like the office dynamic more than I like the rehab dynamic.
Yeah.
But the office dynamic is awesome because that's the way he runs his office. He's got 30, 40 people there in the office.
Teams. Yeah.
Yeah. Teams and on the board. And that's what I envision. If the market corrects like that, that's what's going to happen. Like,
oh yeah. I'll go do that for 3 or 4 years. It'll be my 60-hour-a-week job because I won't miss the opportunity.
Yep.
And then as you come out of it, what else do you do? Well, I refi all my 10% loans to 5% loans. Cash flow explodes again.
Yes. Then you at that point you have a portfolio, right? At that point, you've got such a massive portfolio that if you chose, you could just sell the portfolio.
Oh, I could, yeah, but I won't. No,
Me either.
No, not happening.
I'll still be self-managing.
Yeah, no, never.
Yeah. I hear you have a leaky toilet. Here to help.
Yeah. No, thanks. Well, do me a favor. This was a fun dream. I hope it happens. Please, please, please crash 75%. Matt, where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Instagram and 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on my live stream.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mike.